Hi, my name is Sabrina. The Bush Blitz team and I would like to give you a little glimpse of our South Australian Bush Blitz expedition. So what is a Bush Blitz exactly? Bush Blitz is the largest species discovery program in Australia. It is estimated that 3/4 of Australia's biodiversity is currently undiscovered and undescribed. Since Bush Blitz began in 2009, over 1,700 species have been described during Bush Blitz expeditions. Biodiversity scientists will go out in the field and survey some of the most remote and spectacular regions, just like Fowler's Bay and Yalata. During these surveys, they will focus on collecting undiscovered plant and animal specimens. Once the fieldwork is done, they'll have to return to the lab and spend many hours at the microscope to identify, describe and classify the specimens.
So we're doing a survey for grasshoppers. Now, you know, there's museums that have pinned insects, and that's how people store insects in museums, and they have to go on expeditions all around the country to get those specimens. And over many years, from about 1936 to about 1985, a fellow called Ken Key went all around Australia with his friends catching grasshoppers to pin them and put them in the National Insect Collection in Canberra. So Ken and his friends came through this area around Yalata on about 5 different trips, and there are about 25 places where they went, which we've gone through all their old notes, and we found out exactly where those places are, and we're going to visit all those places and see what grasshoppers are there, see if the same grasshoppers are there, maybe different ones are there. Also, they wrote down descriptions of the places. They wrote down what the landscape looked like, what sorts of plants there were, so we could also see how the landscape's changed. And we've done, I think, about 18 of them so far, and we're probably finding a few more grasshoppers than they found, which is nice. A lot of animals are disappearing, but what we're finding is that, if anything, there are more grasshoppers than before. So that's what we're doing.
Wonderful.
So we've got 3 different ways, well actually 4 different ways to catch grasshoppers. One of them is just to walk around and see a grasshopper and catch it with your hand. The more traditional way is with a butterfly net. So you put the net down just in front of the grasshopper because it's going to jump away and very quickly. And then the trick there is that when the grasshopper's in the net, that doesn't mean you've caught it, because it can easily jump out. So you try and hold the grasshopper in the net and then put your hand in and get it out. Another way is with this funny thing that's called a pooter, or some people call it an aspirator. You suck on this end, suck the grasshopper in here. There's a little filter on the other end so it doesn't go in your mouth. And that can be really good for catching grasshoppers that are hiding in the vegetation or that are quite small and delicate. And then the 4th way is just with a bag like this, and you just take branches into the bag and see what you get. That's a good way to get grasshoppers that are sitting on bushes that you wouldn't see very easily.
My name's Erin. I'm from the South Australian Museum and the University of Adelaide, and I'm here in Bushblitz in Fowlers Bay area, and we're here surveying insects. Lots of different scientists here in Bushblitz collecting different things. Our team is collecting insects, and one of the ways we do that is with a net. So whilst you can run around and use this to catch butterflies and big wasps that are flying through the air, we also use it to sweep vegetation. So if you have a plant or a tree, you can use it to contact the tree and bump all the insects that are in the tree or on the plant into the net, and that allows you to then have a look at them and see what you caught.
So this is a flower wasp. So these are really large wasps, and the males are winged, but the females are wingless.
And is the female there too?
Nope, so we have no female with this one. So sometimes you'll collect them together. So the way we get it into the jar is especially with one this big that might have a sting, we isolate it in the net. Excuse me, so it doesn't move. And then we put the jar inside the net and we slowly loosen up the netting until it will go directly into the jar. There we go, beautiful. All right. And there it is.
Wow. So cool.
So this wasp is known as a spider wasp, and the scientific name for it is a pompilid, or Pompilidae is the family, but you can just call them spider wasps. And they're really common around this area. We've found lots of them around the Fowlers Bay area, and they're probably all over the arid region of South Australia. And they are spider wasps, called spider wasps because they attack spiders. So this one here would attack a huntsman spider like this one. And she would sneak up on a spider and then use her stinger, her ovipositor, to inject a venom into it. And that venom paralyzes the spider. So it's still alive, but it can't move any of its arms or legs anymore. It's paralyzed, it can't move at all. She then grabs hold of the spider and she'll drag it to somewhere in the ground where she's dug a little burrow, a little hole in the ground. She'll stuff the spider in, lay an egg on top, so that when her baby hatches out of the egg, it's got fresh spider meat ready to eat. So not all wasps are really big like the spider wasps. Some wasps are really, really small. And this is actually the group of wasps that I work on. They're called braconid wasps. They're very small, but they're very important because they help control caterpillars. So these wasps inject their eggs, they stick their eggs into live caterpillars. So their babies hatch out inside the caterpillars and eat it from the inside while the caterpillar is still alive until they get bigger and bigger and bigger. They come out of the caterpillar and that's when they turn into the adult wasps. So we've found lots of really cool species here at Bush Blitz, but we're also really excited to see what species we find at Yalata. So I'm heading there actually next year as part of Insect Investigators. I can't wait to see you guys and look at all the insects you can find at your school.
There we are, we've caught a lizard.
I haven't done that in at least 4 years.
Well done.
Easy.
That's impressive. That's better than catching a...
So that's a crested dragon.
Oh, look at
It's
it.
a juvenile.
Oh,
That'll teach you to be cheeky and not run off. Settle down.
Do they bite?
Yeah, they will bite, but
He's not biting?
Pardon?
He's not biting you?
Oh, he did, but
Oh,
they
doesn't hurt.
haven't got very strong jaws.
There we go. Look at that.